welcome to the next session of Strength of Materials. I am going to solve the ninth question of SF and BM. Draw SFD and BMD for the beam loaded as shown in the figure below. So this is quite similar to the numerical that I have solved in the previous session. I'll just quickly solve this numerical now. I'll start with the FBD. This is point A, it is fixed, so I'll have a reaction VA, moment MA. This is 2 kilonewton per meter over a distance of 2 meter. So this will be 4 into 2, 8 kilonewton at a distance of 2 meters. Here there is a load of 4 kilonewton at point C. At point D there is a load of 4 kilonewton. This will again be 4 2s are 8 kilonewton at a distance of 2 meter. And here is my point B. So this is my FBD for the load diagram that is given. Next I'll go for calculation of VA and MA. I'll use the equation summation of force in y direction is equal to 0. Any upward direction force will be considered positive. So I have VA moving upward, then I have minus 8, minus 4, minus 4, minus 8 is equal to 0. So I get the value of VA as 24 kilonewton. Next I'll use summation of moment about A is equal to 0. I'll take clockwise moment as positive. At A there is a moment MA which is going clockwise. 8 will turn clockwise towards A. Similarly 4, 4 and 8 will also turn clockwise towards the point A. So I'll write plus 8 into 2 plus 4 into 4 plus 4 into 6 plus 8 into 8 is equal to 0. I get the value of MA as minus 120 kilonewton meter. So this will be clockwise. If I have to write anti-clockwise, it will be 120 kilonewton meter. So I'll just enter the values here. It is minus 120 kilonewton meter and the value of VA is 24 kilonewton. Next I'll calculate my shear forces. I'll use a convention to the left of section. If I see any force going upward, I'll consider it as positive shear force, and if I see from right to left of the section any force going downward will be considered as positive shear force. I'll start with point A. The shear force at A, at A, C and D there are shear forces. At point B there is no shear force, so I'll calculate the shear force at this point only once. So I'll stand at A, I'll look to the left, no shear force, so this is 0. Shear force to the right of A. When I walk past A, I can see VA, so it will be 24 kilonewton. When I stand at C and I look to the left, I can see 24 upwards, 8 downwards. So I have shear force to the left of C as 24 minus 8, 16 kilonewton. When I go to the right of C, apart from this 24 and 8, I can also see this 4 kilonewton. So shear force to the right of C will be 24 minus 8 minus 4. It will be 12 kilonewton. When I stand at D and I look to the left, I'll see exactly what I saw by standing to the right of C. So I'll write down it is equal to shear force to the left of D. Next I'll calculate the shear force to the right of D. When I walk past D, apart from these three forces, 4 kilonewton also becomes visible. So I have 24 minus 8 minus 4 minus 4. So this becomes 8 kilonewton. Now when I stand at B next, I can see all the forces on the body. So apart from these forces, 8 kilonewton downward also becomes visible to me. So when I calculate the shear force at B, I'll get 24 minus 8 minus 4 minus 4 and minus 8. So this becomes 8 minus 8, 0. So I start at 0, I end at 0. My values of shear force calculation are correct. I'll draw the graph now. All my values are positive. So I'll take my graph somewhere here. Approximate the space based on the values that you get. It will be easier for you to utilize this much space for drawing all the diagrams. This is my point B, A, C and D. So I'll start with point A. To the left of A, the value is 0. Right of A has value 24, which is the highest value here. So I'll write down 24. At point C, there are two values, left and right. So I have 16 and then I have 12. The value to the left of D is again 12. To the right of D, the value is 8. And at point B, the value is 0. Now I'll join left of A, right of A. Next I have left of C. So from 24 to 16, I'll join with an inclined line. Next I'll join 16 to 12, right of C, left of D, right of D, and last I'll join 8 to 0. So this is my SF diagram. I'll join these points. This is my positive shear force. I'll draw the hatching line. So this is the SF diagram. Next I'll calculate the bending moment values. To the left of section, any moment going clockwise is positive bending moment. And when I go on the beam from right to left, if I see the right of section, any moment going anti-clockwise will be positive bending moment. I am using this part of the sign convention. Let's start with point A. A is the only point where I'll be calculating bending moment twice, because here there is a moment. So bending moment to the left of A is 0. When I stand at A and I look to the left, there is no moment here. When I walk past A, this MA becomes visible. So bending moment to the right of A will be minus 120 kilonewton meter. Next I'll calculate at point C. So bending moment at C is minus 120, VA turning clockwise and 8 kilonewton turning anti-clockwise. So I have minus 120 plus 24 into 4 minus 8 into 2. I get the value as minus 40 kilonewton meter. Next I'll calculate the bending moment at point D. When I stand at D, I can see MA, VA turning clockwise, 8 kilonewton turning anti-clockwise and 4 kilonewton also turning anti-clockwise. So I have minus 120 plus 24 into 6 minus 8 into 4 minus 4 into 2. I get the value as minus 16 kilonewton meter. Last I'll calculate the bending moment at point B. This is crucial. I should get the value as 0. So when I stand here, MA, I have VA turning clockwise, 8, 4, 8 and 8 all turning anti-clockwise. So I'll write down minus 120 plus 24 into 10 minus 8 into 8 minus 4 into 6 minus 4 into 4 and minus 8 into 2. I get the value as 0. So I start at 0, I end at 0, my values are correct and I can get a proper graph for it. Now let's plot the graph. I have all the values as negative, so I'll draw the line very close to the SF diagram. This is my BMD in kilonewton meter. I'll start with A, C, D and B. To the left of A, the value is 0. To the right of A, the value is minus 120. At point C, the value is minus 40. At D, the value is minus 16. And at B, the value is 0. Now, here I am not going to draw the straight line. You have already understood the concept many times. So, I'll directly join. So, from 0 to 120, I'll draw a straight line. from 120 to 40, if I assume there is an imaginary straight line here, so I have to draw the curve above the line. So this is the sort of curve that I'm supposed to draw. From this point to this point, there is no UDL here. So obviously I'll join with the help of a straight line, and from 16 to 0, again there will be a curved line in the inner side. So this is a 2-degree curve, this is a 1-degree line, and this is a 2-degree curve. I'll join these points. This is all negative bending moment, and I'll draw the hatching line. If you want, you can also write over here, this is 1 degree, this is 0 degree, and this is 1 degree. So this is how the numerical is supposed to be solved. I hope you have understood the numerical. If you have any doubts or you want me to solve any numerical, please write to me in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell icon for latest updates of my videos. See you in the next session. Thank you.